Hi everybody, and welcome back to the Village Chef. Today we're going to break down some veg. We're going to dice up some onion, we're going to dice up some carrot, we're going to dice up some celery. What I've done is I cleaned them up to the point where we just have to knock the ends off the celery and the carrot and maybe clean up the onion a little bit, and then we'll proceed to do a dice. I've done a little bit already of the onion, and what I'm going to do is finish up with the onion. Give you a quick lesson, maybe something you probably already know. Everybody has other little tricks of the trade. Rad Dad Productions, you gotta like that. So let's get underway. What I've done, I kept all the peels, and I've kept the onion skins, and I've already cleaned up the ends of the celery. So I'm going to take those and I'm just going to square them up. And what I did is I took off the ends here, and I took off the ends here. And I made myself a little bit of a stock with the onion skins and the carrot peelings, and I poached off my chicken breast very slowly. It took about 12 to 14 minutes. I used 2 chicken breasts and some fillets, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to dice that up and I'm going to put it in the soup as well. So let's get started. And as you can see, there's a little scabby nub on the end of the onion. Let's just get rid of that. We keep all these little parts. Like I said, we make a stock and we can make some flavored water, which is a lot better than just using water. So remember, this is the end of the onion. I know it as the spider, you might know it as the root end, but we'll put it towards the back end. And what we're going to do is we're going to draw our knife down through the onion, not all the way through the back, because the spider helps keep the onion intact as we're cutting and slicing the onion. So the knife down about 1/4 inch through. I'm going to turn it this way, put your hand lightly on top, and make an incision and cut across the onion itself, and then through the top. Hence we have the diced onion. So I've done that to 2 other onions already. What I have is that other half. We'll add it and we'll go through this quickly. And what I mean quickly is that I'll do it at a pace so we can all understand. And what I've done is taken this celery stock and I've cut it in half. You can cut it down into the size that you have. This will be the size of your dice. It's a rough cut, it's a soup. Make it peasant style. When you get into other dishes in the future, they're going to call for a lot more accurate cuts as far as your celery, onion, and carrot go. But we're not here to impress a whole lot of people, just yourself. And what we're going to do is we're just going to cut those celery stalks that I've broke down into 3 or 4 pieces each, and then dice it up. So you see how that worked again? So I've taken a whole stalk, I've downsized it, it's easier to work with. I've cut it lengthways, and usually about 2 or 3 cuts through, and we turn and twist, and we dice through again. And I'm just going to zip through this pretty quickly. For yourself, do not rush yourself, especially if you're new with a knife. What you're going to want to do is learn how to do it properly. Maybe I can do a quick rundown on the techniques of where to hold your hand, where to hold your fingers, where not to put your fingers. And we'll go from there. But as we're going along, we're just going to cut down the celery. And we're going to work on the carrot next. Okay, so now on to the carrot. Now the carrots are a tricky part. I don't want to scare anybody, but they can be a little intimidating to cut in the dice. You see how they roll. There's not really a flat spot on or anything like that. And if you're using your knife and you're trying to do it, and what happens is your fingers, the knives roll, everything like that, because your carrot doesn't have a flat surface. So for easier maintaining and cutting the carrot, maybe we'll cut it down into 2-inch piece, put it on its end, make sure you get a nice flat piece, okay? We want it level, and you can go down like this, and you can cut it into the 4. If you're uncomfortable with it, lay it down fat side on the bottom, take one edge off the side to make it flat, lay the carrot down flat, then you can cut. And just be careful with the last piece, because it can roll on you. You got to be gentle. It's a hard vegetable and it is intimidating to cut. And what we're going to do is we're just going to drop these pieces that we've cut, little slabs. We've turned them lengthways, cut them, and then turn them again, and cut them and dice them. You will find your own way of and what you're comfortable with. When it comes to dicing the vegetables, off the bat, especially if you're a beginner and you're interested in the cooking trade, what you're going to want to do is to go slow. Practice your cutting. Practice where you place your fingers. Be very conscious about what you're going to do. It's not a race. Don't make it a race. You run into making it a race, you're going to run into problems and you're going to end up damaging a finger. And like I said, I'm not trying to scare you. What I'm trying to do is to show you and give you the importance of being careful with the knife. Sharp knife is good. Sharp knife is always good. So, cut this lengthways, and I'm going to do it like this. And I'm going to stack it up there. Do this. Turn it sideways after you cut it lengthways. If you see my knife, I'm keeping the tip of the knife on the cutting board as I cut. I'm going to zip over here and I'm going to turn on my pot. I'm going to get it going so we can start to saute our veg. Off with that nub. Off with that nub. Like I said, we keep these little things. They're great flavor enhancers, and we put them with a little water. Okay, once again, I've taken that and I've made a flat side on that carrot. I'm going to go down, slice and go down, slice and go down, roll it over, cut it in half. Remember now, it doesn't have to be exact. This is a soup. The only way you'll win awards for it is because of the taste, maybe not the dice, but it will all taste the same. And what you want to do as well with carrots, onion, and celery, it's another name, like I said, it's called mirepoix, and what it is sauteed pieces of vegetable, usually consisting of onions, celery, and carrots, and you roast them or you saute them. But the word mirepoix is entailed with everything that you'd use. So if somebody says you need a mirepoix for a soup, you automatically know it's carrots, celery, and onion. If it's mirepoix for a great big beef stock, well then you cut your vegetables in bigger chunks, because you are going to boil down that beef stock for hours and you don't want your vegetables to fall apart. You want them to stay intact, so you kind of use a proper cut for the proper apparatus. Okay, there's my veg. So now that I have my stock pot over there under the heat, or over the heat, I'm going to race back over. Throw some olive oil in. And while that's getting a little bit more warm, I'm going to take my chicken breast that I poached off yesterday. I'm just going to cut it lengthways. And I'm just going to dice the chicken breast. I guess I could have used any sort of meat, but I had some chicken breast and I poached it off yesterday. And this will be the meat for the chicken noodle soup. Cut that down again. And in that stock that I made with the vegetables, the trimmings, I added some pinch of salt, some peppercorns, a small bay leaf, and like I said, I was only poaching the chicken off for 12 to 14 minutes. So the flavor that it enhanced from the chicken and the vegetables, I kept that and I strained it, and I'm going to use it as part of the stock for my soup. So I try to utilize everything. Utilize as much as possible. Even the carrot peel, celery ends, onion skins, washed all of course, and then made a little stock. So now my oil's been on there. You should hear a sizzle. A little bit. You hear it sizzling over there? So I'm going to grab my pepper. I have a mixed spice that I use. I use salt, pepper, a mixed spice. And I always add in a little bit of onion, a little bit of garlic powder, but that's just me. If you have a favorite, maybe your Baba's got a favorite, maybe you have an aunt that has a favorite recipe. I'm just going to leave this diced chicken here because we'll need it in a little bit. I'm going to smash a garlic clove and we're going to chop up and we're going to put 2 of those in there as well. Gotta have the garlic. Garlic's essential. To the point where I eat probably a clove a day, if not more, raw. Why? Because it's good for you. You're not worried about your breath. Okay, here we go. Take that over, throw it in my pot. Come along nice. Okay, that's coming along nice. Okay, and I do have some stock that I had made previously. And I just have to find it. It's over here. Almost there. Saute off those vegetables to the point where they're transparent, translucent. So now that's been going on for a couple of minutes. Saute it up well. Add my stock and then I'm going to add my chicken. So the stock that I made, I had some family over for turkey, chicken dinner, and what I did is I made a remillage of the chicken and basically made a stock. So I'm going to use that. My vegetables have been sauteing now. I'm going to throw the stock in. Throw my stock in. Vegetables have been sauteing. You probably should have sauteed a little bit longer, but you get the point. Take your time. Saute them off for 10 or 12 minutes. Turn the heat back up in that. And add some more water. I need some more stock to go to the top. I've added my chicken. We're all put it together. I'm gonna have a slow simmer. Marry all the flavors together. Let that simmer. Gotta grab some bay leaf. Where's my bay leaf? Where's my bay leaf? There's my bay leaf. I always put a couple, 3 bay leaves in. Preferably, if you can get them all in the same size, not the same size, but the shape. You want them whole. That's the way I like them. So I always try to find the whole ones first, and I'm going to put 3 of those in. Why do I say 3? That way I remember that I've put 3 in. and nobody swallows it by accident when it's in their bowl. It should always be taken out of the soup anyways. Bay leaf's got sharp little edges on it. If you swallow it, it can hurt you. Bay leaf's in. Have a little bit of a taste. It's not going to be much, but I want to see where my flavors stand. Oh damn, that's good. That's good already, and I've already haven't done anything to it. Add a pinch of salt. Fine pepper. Fine pepper. Let's see what seasoning. I'm going to put in a little bit of onion. Onion powder. This is standard in my soups. Making these soups like this and using the same spice for 30 plus years, and it's worked well. It's worked well for me, so I'm sticking to it, and I always have. Like I said, you may have your own family restaurant. You may have your own family restaurant. You may have your own family recipe too. And don't be afraid. I'm just showing you the way I do things. That's why cooking is so fun. You can do variants on different things. You can experiment, make it your own, and be the chef of your own domain. We're going to take a 5-minute break, and when we come back, I'll show you the soup. Hopefully, if that is finished stage. So once again, everybody, thanks for joining me, and I hope everything was fine, and we'll see you shortly. Bye. Hi everyone, how you doing? Our soup is finished. It has reduced. It is reduced about 1 inch in the pot, and all the flavors it intensified. I seasoned it pretty heavily at the beginning, and when I went back to taste it over the times, I never added any more seasoning. I'm very happy with the seasoning that's in it. We've got great flavor out of the stock, as you can see. It's got great color. My macaroni noodles I had in the freezer, so I'm using them just to make it a noodle soup. The beautiful chicken breast is nice and tender. The vegetables even got a little bit of a crunch to them, so they're nicely done and they're not overcooked. And with the bay leaf, like I had mentioned earlier, we put 3 in. Found 1 in here, and we are going to remove that and discard it. Nice and hot right off the press. Garnishing, have some fresh dill. Just a minute. Just a minute. Where's my fresh dill? Where's my fresh dill? Where's my fresh dill? Here's my fresh dill. I've kept it in the fridge. I knew it would come in handy. And let's just take a leaf or two. Just a nice little rough cut. We'll drop that in. You could add a little bit, put the stems in the pot just to finish up the flavor, discard them afterwards. But dill and chicken turkey noodle, I think, is just a match made in heaven. I'm going to give it a little taste here, and I'll just give you the thumbs up. I'm sure it's good. Oh yeah, amazing, amazing. So there you have it. I hope we meet again until my next video. Not sure what we'll do, but I hope you tune in. So take care of yourselves, and I hope you enjoy making chicken noodle soup hot off the press. From the Village Chef, back to you. Be well, keep safe. Peace.